This is the Numeric Citizen. In today's video, I want to see if Craft is good for creating outlines. I've been using computers to create outlines for as long as I can remember. A long time ago when the Mac came out, the very beginning, there was a software called Think Tank, and another one who was called More, which allowed for creation of outlines. And is a way to organize information or to write a long document with focus first on ideas or topics, which has to be divided in subtopics. So outlining is a very important part of any computer or content creation workflows. So what you see now on the screen is a basic outline created in Microsoft Word. Usually when we use a software, we start by writing top level topics, and then we explode each topics in subtopics and so on. So as you can see on the screen right now, this is a fake outline about a document about Apple. And if I was to write a document about Apple, I would first start with the Apple history. So you can then explode a topic with a subject underneath it, and then you can, if you want, reorganize the content of the outline. So it's a very basic task to do. So there is many application that you can use to create an outline. For example, there's on the Mac, there's a software called Zavala. It's a free software available on macOS, the macOS App Store. And as you can see, there's the same outline here where you can collapse topics to have a higher level view of the content. And then you can write other things just by typing enter, and as you can see, and using the tab to subdivide each topics with other content. So it's very basic application for that. You can also use a software called MindNotes. MindNotes is a very good mind mapping application on macOS, which happens to be also available on the iPad and the iPhone. And it first started by using a graphical view for mind mapping, but you can also have a same content displayed as an outline, as you can see here on the left. So you can, again, collapse each section of the outline to have a better view of the content of the document, and then you can expand each section depending of your needs and what you are trying to achieve. And in this specific application, you can see that on the right, the content of the graphic representation of the outline is being expanded as we do the same thing on the left. So it's a pretty clever, pretty good example of an outlining feature within an application. And also Microsoft, comparing to Microsoft Page, there is Apple Pages, which also supports creating sort of kind of outlines. It's not very good at it, but it's pretty interesting that you can use the bullet list where you can use tab to subdivide a general topic and things like that. And you can see on the left, using the table of content, that you have some similar something that looks like to be an outline. There's Notion. Notion also supports creating outlines. As you can see here, you can use toggle, so you can expand a section of your outlines, and then you can use the keyboard to just hit enter on a specific topic, and then write some additional items within a specific topic, and you'll see the numbering will adjust accordingly. So Notion is also able to support creation of outlines. So now the question is Craft good at creating outlines? So this is the focus of this video, and I'll try to see if Craft is good at this. So let's find out. For the purpose of this video, I created an example of an outline within Craft. So this is what you're seeing right now on the screen. I use the focus mode for hide the navigation pane on the left so I can focus on the content of the outline. So the way you can see this outline is that I'm using toggle on IO level topics so I can collapse the content and again see a higher level view of the outline. And as I add content to the outline, I can just use um, the keyboard to invoke the formatting option with the list. I can use a bullet list or a numbered list. So let's see, I'll use the numbered list, Apple services. Let's say there's the iCloud services, the music service, there's a Apple TV, the Apple TV service. And if I want to explore a specific topic regarding the Apple TV service, I can then hit enter and then hit tab. And what you'll see there is that the numbering resets to 1, but I could change that to be a bullet list instead from now on. So let's say there's a TV shows, there's movies and then music videos there. And if I want to expand again on a specific subtopic, I could hit enter and then tab, and then the bullet will change to a different one where I can write about action movies, uh, romantic movies, and so on. So as you can see, I can just create an outline pretty easily. So the idea here is by using toggle at the top level topics, you can collapse content and then focus on the specific section that you want to expand on. So my use case for this for toggles is to use them on IO level topics and not at the lower level, because as you go down in the more specific content for each section, I tend to use numbered or bullet list instead. So when you're using toggles, you can move things around within the outline, and all the content underneath a specific topic will move with it. If you decide to use something like if I do go there and I hit enter and I'll change that to a bullet list. If I type something here and then I press the tab, I can change that to some other thing. If I want to move everything will move with the content underneath the major topic. So the grouping of items is not only for toggle, but there is no way for me to hide this portion unless I'm switching to a toggle format, and then I can collapse the content there. As you can see also, it's a very specific, that's the body formatting for this topic. And I have to change that to something like heading or subtitle or the title depending of my needs. My suggestion here and the way I'm using it usually is to, as I'm at the higher level topics, I use the title formatting for those. And then when I go down, I can use the subtitle for each topic. And then if I go even further, let's see, this one, it's on that's the title, on this one is the subtitle, and on this one is the heading. You can see that there is some hierarchy, visual hierarchy of the content that you are writing. So that's one way to use formatting attributes to better format the content of your topics. So it's pretty good actually at doing and outlines. If I want to write something right there, but as a general text within the this topic there, I can change that to / and hit body, and then remove the toggle also, and then can start writing some text. So as you can see, you can mix and match text and topics within the actual outline, which is, I think it's flexible, and then you can move this thing and bring it there instead, and you will see that the text fits the right level of the outline. So for a general purpose application, Craft is it's pretty good at supporting the creation of outlines. So I hope you get a better sense of the formatting options that you get within the Craft application. Here, I would like to collapse this portion, and I cannot because I'm not using a toggle. And if I double click on that, I cannot hide this portion. So I really have to use a toggle in order to be able to hide this. But as you can see, it's not very consistent with the rest of the list of topics. So you cannot use a number with a toggle, so that's conflicting formatting options. So I'd like maybe to have a Craft have a better formatting options available for outline creation. So that's pretty much it for how I see Craft doing in the sense of creating outlines. Let's find out about general takeaways. I almost forgot to talk about the limited formatting options for bullet list. If you see there is a Steve Jobs era topic where underneath there is a timeline. If I go in a specific timeline, enter and tab. By the way, keyboards working from the keyboard is pretty efficient for creating outlines. You'll see that the bullet here is the one just a two level up. So, and it will alternate between the white bullet and the black bullet. There's nothing like a more visually different type of bullets. So this is something that I'd like to see coming in upcoming release of Craft. So the takeaway number one is that Craft is very good at creating outlines. And the secret for that is if you use toggles at the higher level topics within your outline. If you do that, then it will be easy to manage complex outline. The outline number two is to use the title, subtitle, and the heading formatting option at higher level topics. So to have a good formatting and a good visual of your outline. So this is my takeaway number two. The takeaway number three is that you cannot mix and match a toggle with a numbered or a bullet list. It has to be one thing or the other. I think it's limiting the options that we can use in Craft because of that. The takeaway number four is that there's a big issue within Craft right now. If I take this general outline right now as it is, it would be cool if I could just within the navigation portion on the left to have a representation of the headers on the right within the navigation portion, and in order to create a table of content. This is something that we get in Page. If I flip back in Pages will use the heading level to create a table of content on the left, and this is something that is missing within Craft, and I'd like that to be possible in the future. So that's a sad thing, but I'm hoping that the crafting team is listening, and maybe they will incorporate that feature in an upcoming release of Craft. The other takeaway, and it's more about related to the way if I collapse all those things, and I cannot collapse everyone at all the outlines at once. I have to close them out each manually, which is, I think it's tedious to do. There is no way to expand them also. The other thing is that the visual differentiation between each levels of topics is not clear enough. They look pretty much similar from a visual point of view. So I'd like that to be possible, to have a more control how each levels or headings or titles and subtitle looks like. So right now it's not different enough. So this is the takeaways that I have to express regarding craft as an outlining tool. It's good, but there's a few missing pieces for which it would make craft a lot better at creating outlines. So before doing this video, my general sense about craft abilities to create outlines was pretty negative. But as I prepared this video and I kind of jumped into creating outlines within the application, I kind of changed my mind, and I think Craft is a pretty solid option for creating outlines. There's a few missing pieces here and there, which I highlighted in this video, but in general, I think Craft is pretty good for the purpose of creating outlines. So that's it for today's video. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned a few things along the way. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And thank you again for watching. Hit like if you like this video. It helps me a lot. Thank you, and see you for another one in the future. Peace. Bye.